amazing mother, fantastic mother. She has an amazing personality that absolutely will blow you away. But her knowledge is going to surpass her beauty. I don't know if that's possible, but it is, because her knowledge is absolutely amazing. You are going to be like, whoa! Because I know I have pen and paper all the time when this lady is about to speak, because I am always blown away by what she has to say. So if you haven't already gotten your guests, your friends, your family, everybody on, they got to get on now. Get on now, because you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss the Sunday of the Microbiome Project, the microbiome movement. If you've never been a part of a movement before that can absolutely not only change who you are as a being, yeah, you heard me, as a being, because once you start aligning yourself in the correct way, you will be amazed at what can happen in your life and in your body. Without further ado, I want to bring on this amazing mother. Like I said, she's out of Trinidad and Tobago. She is an orthomolecular specialist. She deals with clinical microscopy, blood cell analysis, and nutritionist. And listen, she's a general training in the field. She has a CMBCA. When people have all these letters, they'll be like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. And she does blood pathology. Guys, I have seen where when she shows the pictures sometimes of the blood, where it has like all these bubbles. And hopefully maybe at the end, she might show us some pictures tonight. And sometimes it looks really scary. And then she shows you what happens after. And then it looks bubbly and light and pretty and colorful. And you'll be like, okay, what just transpired? And when she tells you how, when taking the nutraceuticals based in nutrigenomics, based in biotechnology, based in nanotechnology, what happens to your body, you will be amazed. So not only does she deal in all of that, but she also deals in quantum medicine. And I know sometimes that's going to fly over some heads that are on this call tonight, but guess what? It might not fly over anybody's head, and you'll be amazed by the information she's about to impart. So without further ado, let me introduce my fellow unicorn. And why do I call her my fellow unicorn? Because we are sister kindred. She is a part of my tribe. Do you understand? Her and I are a part of the same tribe. I know that I can always be there for her as she is for me. So without further ado, Dr. Joy Denise Piera, did you make it to the call?
Yes, my fellow unicorn. I have made it to the call. Guys, are you hearing me?
I don't know if your knowledge is going to surpass your beauty, but you know your beauty can't all bad. So
oh my, what a beautiful introduction there, Dr. Ruta. And I am so excited tonight to share with you, information is very important, and the right information. And tonight, I know Dr. Ruta, and we normally start in a word of prayer. So would you, is there anyone on the call that you can call upon to start us in prayer?
See right now. None that I know off the bat, but I can say a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come together this evening, open minds, open hearts, because it starts in your mind. If you don't have an open mind, the information is not going to get anywhere further than it needs. So I ask that everybody that comes on this call, that comes late, comes early, just has an open mind so that they can receive the information that Dr. Denise is about to impart on us this evening. And that not only do we receive the information, that we can take this information, comprehend the information, and then expel the information and do what is necessary to put action to the information. Because, prayer without action is what? Dead. So I ask you, Father, that you give us that knowledge, you give us that understanding that surpasses anything. In the name of the Father, amen.
Amen. Amen. It's amazing. Tonight, I'm just having this epic feelings tonight, the whole vibration energy feeling tonight. And what you're seeing on the screen tonight is, we're going to talk about the psychology, pathology of immunity, pleomorphism in human blood. And I will explain as we go, into the session with the microbiome, nanocell care. And Ecclesiastes 1:9 said, what has been will be again, and what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. So keeping this in mind, let's go right into our session tonight. We are talking about the psychology of health, immunity, all right? What basically it is, it's not any big mainstream medicine that is needed. It's simply the truism acceptance within one's body. And what it simply means is when one represses emotion, one's body hurts. When one represses consciousness, one's mind aches. And when one represses spirituality, one's soul suffers. We are triune being, kings and queens, boys and girls. And what we have to realize and remember that where we came from, we are going back to where we came from. Our body is yearning to be healthy, is yearning to have that cosmic divine effect within us. We were not made to be sick, we were made to be well. And we have been given the instructions to do so. But what have we been doing for the past years within our body since the day we were born, or even the information that was fed to us? Have we been getting the right information? Have we been getting the information that is needed to heal the soul, to heal our consciousness? Because everything starts from your consciousness. Your subconscious mind takes a thought into being and it becomes your reality. And that is what basically the psychology of immunity is all about. We need to get back to the place where we have been. Remember when we were little, we had dreams, we had goals, we're running around, we are, expressing our imaginations, our thoughts, we are playing what we would call dolly house. Even at a young age, we knew about family life, we knew about caring, we knew about all of these things. And what have we become? What have we moved into? What have we been repressing? What have we been, killing our souls, our mindset, our everything? We have moved away from that consciousness. And that is why we are in the mess we are in today. The world is suffering. Do you want to suffer? Because as I said, you don't want to know. It's not that we are not getting the knowledge now, is you are actually keeping yourself from the knowledge. It's not that what they don't want you to know anymore, is what you don't want to know anymore. And hence the reason why we have these sessions Monday, Sunday through Wednesday, so that we can empower our mindset, so we can understand what is really going on in our body. So I wanted to just inject this in the beginning when we started. We know we are going through a pandemic, maybe it's a pandemic, whatever people want to bring it, whatever thought they want to bring into what is happening. But we are facing a real reality. And what you are seeing on the screen, I hope it is going, into that subconscious, and you are actually understanding and remembering what you have forgotten. I think many of us have amnesia in certain parts and certain parts of our mind, that we are not remembering what has been really happening from the days of old. These viruses have been with us for over 20 plus thousand years. We are seeing, when we do our microbiome calls, we are seeing that science is now going through, microbiologists are now going back into time, and they are seeing past civilization, what has happened, and why diseases are becoming more profound on the earth today, and why the mortality rate is as high as it is today. You know why? Because we forget how to live. We forget how to heal our bodies. We forget the foods we need to eat. We have forgotten where we came from. And we have just, allow ourselves to be conformed to our medical doctors. I'm not bashing them. I work with them. I love them. But the information that is being given to us, we have conformed ourselves to a lifestyle that is killing us, not slowly anymore, but fast. We are fast forwarding to our graves. So we are no longer living the 120 plus years that in this century was designed for us to live. So I'm not going into details. I'm sure many of you would have read the screen now and take shots and whatever you want, to do in this session tonight. But this is the main situation we are faced with today. So basically, in a nutshell, these viruses has been with us from since time immemorial. And what our bodies has forgotten, it has forgotten how to repair, to rejuvenate and regenerate, as we say it in Sankey Global, reverse, recover, and restore. Because you know why? You have given the signals to kill itself and not to heal itself. So by saying this, we now have to rediscover what we have forgotten. Moving forward, this is the harsh reality of what we are faced today. In studying the human chromosomes and the genomes of our bodies, these are what these diseases have been doing within our system, whether it's a C virus, whether it's a bacteria, whether it's what kind of inflammation that has been coming and hitting your immune system. This is the reality that we are facing today. And it's not that our intelligence doesn't have this information to pass down to you. They do have the information, but what we must understand is a lot has been happening, and we are so wrapped up in the information and the conspiracies that is coming out that we actually forget how to really deal with what is going on with now in our system. So moving on to the pathology of immunity and pleomorphism in the human blood. I know Dr. Rutan spoke about how the bloods and pretty blood cells is going to look like and what your blood should look like. In microbiology, pleomorphism simply means an morphe, changing of what your biological terrain should look like. And it is basically the ability of your microorganisms to alter their morphology, biological functions, or reproductive modes in response to environmental conditions. Now, you have been hearing me talking about the blood. The blood is the life of everything within your body. The blood shows everything that is going to happen within the body, that is happening within the body, and that is will happen in the body. And make no joke and no doubt about it that once we see this blood, and we are not talking about dead blood that you put in a centrifugal machine and spin it around and then you go back to the doctor and get a report because it's dead blood. You cannot see microbes, you cannot see fungi, you cannot see protozoas, you cannot see all these things that make up the microbiome in a dead blood sample. So most times when you go to a clinic or you feel ill, they take 3 vials of blood, right? And they go tell you, okay, come back in 2 weeks, when they run it through the centrifugal machine, spin it around and around and around, and they get all the lipids and all the information that is needed without going into, techie with it. Then they tell you, okay, this is what's going on with your blood lipids. This is what's going on with the WBCs. This is what's going on with your LBAs and all of these things. All right. But the truth and the fact is that they cannot see from those profiles. They can only guesstimate what is happening with the system. And because of our training, as I am clinical as well, my dear people, because of our training, we can say, okay, because we see this type of marker, it is leading to kidney failure, or it's leading to cardiovascular, or it's leading to diabetes. But it's not telling you actually what's going on in your blood at point. So when we do quantum medicine and live blood, living cells, that what our parent company Sankey Meyer does, and Sankey Global, remember we talk about our scanner. Well, this is a little more advanced into what the scanners show you that is going on, because it can show you the pleomorphism, of what is happening within the system. So for instance, this blood here on the left side, You know what that is showing us? That is showing us all these, if you can see my cursor, my mouse here, you see all these little things that look in like little breadcrumbs and little pieces of whatever. They call those those are the bacteria like structures in your human blood and in present non-living membrane in your blood vesicles and protein particles that is going on there within the body. So what it is actually showing us, it is actually showing us bacteria. It is actually showing us the different blood cells, white blood cells, bacterial L forms that causes infection in your body, parasites and all these things. And yes, we are trained to read it so that you can understand, because when information gets into a hand, it can get out of hand and people is not going to read the right thing about what is going on with your body. So they tell you all kinds of crazies, and then you realize that, listen, wow, I'm dead. I'm a walking dead. But the truth is that these viruses, protozoas, fungi, and all these that make up our microbiome actually lives within our body, and it is symbiotic with our living cells. So as you grow and as you progress and as you change, these change as well in your system. They can bring about chronic conditions, or you can actually create the life that you want to live by working with these, your blood cells and your white blood cells and your fighter killer cells, to actually bring wellness within the body. So for instance, this is a very acidic blood, a very chronic blood cell. And here, what is going on with it? Parasites, all these kinds of mutations are going on. They're causing, these are your red blood cells here. They are very oxidative stress are happening. They're glutenated. And folks, this is a live blood in a 40-year-old, I'm telling you. So this is not a picture I took off the internet to show you. And this, if this body is not fixed within 6 months, 3 to 6 months, after a couple of years of getting these types of cardiovascular issues, kidney issues, high protein puddles, immunes, allergies, immunity is not in the best of way, what is going to happen within the next 10 to 15 years? They will become chronic, bedridden, or maybe get a cardiovascular arrest, or be full-blown kidney issues, or full-blown diabetic. So this is what these tests shows, and the equipment that we have shows how the blood starts to look. It can give you 20 years down the road, it tells you what is going on presently, and then it can show you actually 20 years down the road what can happen in your system. So it's so you are getting a pre-look at what is going on in my body, so that you can correct it, and correct it with nutrition, not drugs, not antibiotics, but nutrition. On the right side here is the same blood cell on the left, but on the right, as you can see, all these little critters, I call them, in it has been cleaned up. The blood is looking a little more after 45 minutes. As we go into the information, you will understand why, and what we have given the body, the supplements, the nutrition, to help the body clean up. But folks, this is not going to stay so forever. Every 6 to 8 hours, you got to feed your body so that it can change. The body can change now to the wellness state of what is needed to clean up the system. So let's face it, bad blood leads to anger, moody, and mental frustration, chronic diseases. Good blood leads to improvement of sleep, improves your sex life, improves your mood and cognitive function. It also will keep your body free from cancer, as well as youthful and energized, as we're seeing on the right. And it is actively healing itself on multiple levels. So what is really going on with your system, folks, is not that today you take something and you expect an overnight relief. And not because you take a nutrition, It is going to help the body. You're not going to have no disease, no cancer, no COVID, no what, because you're taking something, folks. It is a lifelong experience with you, your body, your cells, your foods. So what we are seeing in the immunological disorders and diseases caused by the dysfunction, mostly it is caused by the dysfunction of your immune system. It's your immune system that rules your life. Your cells rules your body. Your cells it alters, sorry, itself according to the environment. So what you putting into your body is what you will get out of your body. So if you put garbage into your system, all these nuke cells, B cells, I call them the nuke cells, which is your NK, your natural killer cells, neutrophils, monocytes, macrophages, all of these cells, your T cells, B cells, are going to change. And if you give it an unhealthy diet, it is going to mutate into unhealthy. So this is not just happening yesterday. Today, you don't wake up with a disease. You don't wake up with arthritis. You don't wake up with cardiovascular issues. You don't wake up with poor circulation. You don't wake up with a cancer. You don't wake up with diabetes. What happens over the period of years, the junk that you put into your system is what is causing your cells to biologically change and mutate into degenerative conditions. And now, when something hits your system, or you get you get a diagnosis, you want to run, go and grab everything in 24 hours to get the body repair that it has taken 40 years into what has been happening. Folks, it's a slow degeneration of your body. Your body don't heal like that. And there is a lot of things that I hear people say, which, you know, it really makes me go out of my mind when somebody says, well, 2 days ago, I started taking our lovely products, all right? And I don't expect, and I'm taking it, and why am I sick? Folks, nutrition is a lifelong thing. You go to the toilet to doo-doo, you go to the toilet to pee-pee, you bathe every day, you eat every day. So it's every day. It's a little every day that you do to your body to keep it lifelong longevity. That is what you do. So when you are knocked down with a chronic condition, I'm going to use the word cancer or COVID. COVID is the word nowadays on everybody's mouth. Listen, you don't have to be fearful of a cancer or COVID, you know. Once your immune system is doing what it does, it will fight it. But our immune system is so degenerated, battered and bruised and broken up. I have to use those words because I speak passion with conviction here now. I'm seeing it every day. It is so broken and bruised by what you have done to your body, not what somebody did to it, that you don't even have a fighting chance. And many will die. Many, I'm going to say again, will die. The vaccines is not killing you. It's the foods that is killing you. Vaccines are there to actually build or help the immune system. It's like a protection. All right. We take vaccines every day from baby you know, to granny, because there is always, you know, you have to boosters. But at the end of the day, even if without a vaccine, if you are eating healthy, you are eating the foods that you need to eat, and you are working on your immune system, all these wonderful blood cells that divine has created within you, there is no need to be afraid of anything. And fear alone breaks the immune system. So when you are bombarded with all these nonsense and all this garbage that has been going through, I'm not saying you don't listen to news and you don't understand where it's at, but it's the amount that you're putting into your system. Even that and all breaks your immune system. All right. So some of these things you have to understand that you have 3 types of immunity: the innate, adaptive, and passive. And the innate is where everybody is born with. So immunity, it gives you a general protection. All right. The example is the skin. It acts as a barrier to blood germs from entering into your body. The second immunity is adaptive, where it develops through our lives. So as you grow, as you continue growing through different stages of your life, the immunity, your immune system will adapt. But how it will adapt? by eating properly, by filtering good information within your body. We talk about the psychological aspect of immunity, what you put into your mindset, what is filtering to your subconscious and conscious mind. And all of that is going to help you to have a great immune system. All right. And also another type of that adaptive is when you're exposed to diseases and you're immunized against them with vaccines. All right. Passive immunity is borrowed. That is when, you know, the antibodies were borrowed from like when you were a baby. So when you breastfeed or those from the microbiome, those bacteria that you get, those are the borrowed immunity until the body is growing so that you can build your own immunity as you grow as a child into adulthood. All right. So it is a progression. And what we are seeing here is really what is the epigenetics of science. I'm seeing a lot of people are getting into the information now, and they are, you know, sharing and understanding. I hope you really are just not getting a whole heap of information and understanding what the information is all about. Because in nowadays world, people like to just copy and paste, find us something, didn't read it through, and copy and paste and putting and causing a whole heap of trouble. Instead of you enlightening and empowering, you actually, you know, doing destructive information. So it's very important that we understand the line of information on what we are giving to persons nowadays, because persons are very fickle, their mind is very weak, and that is what is breaking down the society today. So in the epigenetics of science, what is really is not really new science anymore, folks. It has been before. Ecclesiastes 1:9 says it. It has already been under the sun. There is no new to come. But what we have to understand, we have to get back that ancient wisdom within our mind to start repairing what has been damaged and what was damaged from information that was really not instructive information to help the system move forward. So the changes of our organisms, which is our microbiome, there is something called the gene modification of the gene expression in altering your genetic code. So now we have to go back to alter our genetic code by what? It's no big high science, folks. It's just by natural, healthy, raw foods, phytonutrients to get back into our body. Our microbiota, which is the part of the microorganisms and organisms found within our specific environment. So what has been damaging our liver, pancreas, or spleen, especially our liver today, is because of the toxins we are getting in today. And our microbiota is so degenerated that it don't even have the strength or life force to even regenerate itself to filter a simple toxin into our bodies. Many persons take calcium tablets. Calcium has to break down in the liver to oxide form to be absorbed into the body like a micro mineral. Now, if the liver is not doing what it's supposed to do and the genetic coding is not giving it the signal to do what it's supposed to do, half of your liver gone through cirrhosis of liver and all of these things you will be having. So you might be trying to eat healthy, take tablets and antibiotics and all these things that already have damaged the system, 90% of it. And guess what you end up with? Just forms of organs in your body, which really is not doing anything. Because you know, I remember Dr. Rutan said when she went to that seminar a year ago, and now she's seeing the persons how they are looking a year after, is because people now have understand what we need to get back to. Garden of Eden, the food and nutrition that is needed for our body. So your genomes now is going to understand the genetic instruction and is going to send these codes now to the organism to allow them to grow, reverse, recover, restore, repair, rejuvenate, regenerate itself so that you can look happy, younger, smile once more instead of looking like if you wash your face in lemon juice. I mean, lemon juice is good, you know, I just being facetious here, right? And foolish. But, you know, it also helps in alkaline in the system, but you want to also look lovely, healthy, and gorgeous and be happy of the people you meet, you know, and also I have to place on this, people doesn't even know a difference between a virus and a bacteria. So viruses have to live, is a non-living collection and needs a host to survive. Bacteria are free living cells that works inside, lives inside and outside of our bodies. And this is what we have within our system. So you can make a good bacteria, or you can have make a degenerated bacteria in your body. And that is where it all starts. pleomorphism, which is in the blood cells. The blood cells has everything in it. That is where they symbiotically live within your body. And that is where everything, the intelligence of the body works, moves, feeds, eats, heals, recovers, and regenerates itself. All right. So we were looking at the immune system and how these organs are affected. And our organs that runs the immune system is your thymus, liver, bone marrow, tonsils, lymph nodes, spleen, and the blood. And these are the cells that works within the immune system. So what we are saying today, folks, is that these cells, if we don't keep them in the way in which they need to be kept and feed them in the way in which they need to be fed, you will not have an effective and efficient immune system. So on the slide, it might look a little complicated, but we are seeing, you know, bone marrow, we are seeing stem cells, we are seeing thymus, we are seeing B cells, cytotoxic T cells, we are seeing helper T cells as well. We are also seeing plasma cells, immunoglobulin cells, and neutrophils, or eosinophils, and all of these cells. Now, what these cells actually does, these are all in the bloodstream that you were seeing previously and earlier. But if they go into a destructive state, you're going to get destructive anomalies happening within the system that will bring about degeneration in the body and lead to death. All right. So the bone marrow is where most of your cells, the immune cells, are built. The stem cells are the one that differentiates and matures so that it can, you know, repair different types of organs that is dying, or they need to rejuvenate them. B cells are found in the bone marrow. So you see everything, your whole immunoglobulin index is found in the blood, in the bone marrow. The blood cells, they repair all of these target cells, these NK natural killer cells, your immunes, which is your immune cells, and all of these actually helps into fit foreign antigens. So antigens are bacteria that come into the system to break down your body. So when these antigens are built, right, they sparks an immune response, and these antigens can be foreign bodies. It can work against you, it can degenerate you, and it can even work for you. So it's a matter of recognizing these alien foreign bodies that come into your system, and these are the beautiful cells that tells you if it's good or bad. And these are what helps to ingest and destroy these killer cells that come into your system. So what we are seeing here is that your immune system responds by being able to tell self from non-self. And I'm going to take a little break here and stop here because I want to show, I'm hoping tonight that Dr. Rutan had shown us a slide with Dr. Franco speaking about our immune system. And I'm hoping that we are able to this. Let me see how I can get, trying to navigate here to see how I can get to show this slide for this audio for you. Let's pray that it works. And oh my gosh, we have to share this.
Yeah, you have to actually share it. You have to share it and put the audio to it. Share the screen.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm trying here. Let me see how I can share this. You guys. I'm going to show you how. This next slide. Let me see if I can get this. Oh my gosh, Dr. Rutan, I'm thinking I'm having some issues in trying to share this.
I'm gonna try and come on. Give me one.
All right, try.
I'm gonna come on my laptop. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
because I'm on my phone.
Yeah, appreciate. Yeah. This is so important. While Dr. Rutan is pulling up that audio, I hope you know it is very, very important that we understand what is really going on in our system. And while she's getting it up there, you know, I will just continue in you know in our quest for wellness and how the body works. Because if we don't understand how our body works, how a disease is structured, and what we need to get corrective repair in our body, it it defeats the purpose of what you are doing and what you are trying to do with your microbiome and your body. Because what has been happening, we are losing our ancient microbes by, the foods that we have been eating. We are, as Master Clive would say it, we have been eating ourselves to the graves, and now we have to feed the microbes to bring ourselves back out to wellness. And this is where we are at this point, in our system. Dr. Rutan, how is things coming along?
Trying to pull it up right now. Give me 1 second.
Lovely. I really want you guys to take note and understand, the passion and the life that you have been given. And we have been abusing our bodies. You are not really serving your body in any which way. You have been abusing your body. And when you understand that one fundamental, and no offense to those, I have been working with even up to children in 17, 18-year-olds, and I have been seeing how their bodies are so malnourished. No offense to the parents, I have to say, but the parents are cooking healthy, but they are not eating, because in today's society and world, everything is processed. They don't drink water, they don't eat a green salad, they don't even eat a fruit. Everything is about, processed foods and, what's going on within the body. I'll just stop when you get that up on screen, Dr. Rutan. And, this is what has been happening with our systems. And I said, listen, you heard what I said, but let me see. Okay, so here we go.
Tell me if it's muffled or anything, because I know the other day everybody was saying it had a sound or whatever. So just double check and let me know, okay?
Lovely. Yes, go right ahead.
Flagship product actually promotes healthy immune system function, and we're going to show you how.
A little muffled.
This next slide, we see the antiviral activity of Belage. In case of
I don't understand why, because it's clear on my side, so I'm not really.
And it's clear on my side as well, so I don't understand. Maybe when I have it shared, it will. Well, still run it, Dr. Rutan. Still run it, because maybe they can. Yes, let's go. Still run it.
Influenza, for example, when it enters into the cells, it uses the host cell's machinery to produce viral protein. In other words, if you look at the top figure 1, you'll see that in the middle you see green in the nucleus. That is actually the viral cell that has come into a regular cell, a human cell, and you'll see the encryption there, 3CL, with the dots going down to point right in front of the virus. This 3CL is an enzyme. You can't see it, but just imagine it's there. This enzyme helps the virus to do what? To produce the viral protein, the little reddish looking thing that you see there. But it can't do it without that 3CL. Once this protein is established, look what happens. It then can do what? Replicate, duplicate, and become 2 viral cells. And that's how it begins to duplicate and grow in our bodies. But in figure 2, you see something. This person has been ingesting, has been taking the Belage, so the Belage gets in there where the 3CL would be activated, that enzyme would be activated to produce the protein. You see that there's no protein being established. Why? Because the Belage inhibits the ability of the 3CL to be produced, and therefore the viral cell cannot do what? It cannot produce the protein that it needs to eat on in order to make more cells just like itself and duplicate. And if you look, you see that the green in this cell is getting lighter and lighter and lighter, so it is actually degenerating, it is actually dying. So Belage inhibits the protease 3CL, the enzyme, from being produced by the virus, and that prevents the virus from doing what? Replicating itself. So what it's actually doing is attacking, it's arresting, and it's degenerating causing to disappear the viral activity.
Okay, Dr. Rutan, did you stop sharing?
Yeah, that was all. That was it was
Okay,
only
great.
2 minutes, 2 minutes long.
Right, super. I know we heard it just. So maybe what we will do for you folks, we will post it in our rooms, or maybe you can ask Dr. Rutan, and we will you know, post in the room so that you can have this audio. All right, so let me go back to sharing and finish up. So as Dr. Franco was talking about how the cells work in the T cells, and it gets seen into the viral cells and starts to break down that protein, that is where all manner of diseases start. So what you are basically seeing is that the immune system responds by understanding self from non-self. So if it has healthy cells, it will understand that. If it has non-healthy, it will start to produce and start up these cytokine storms to kill the proteins. But what tends to happen, it can cause an overload. So what the belage does, it breaks down that overload, and inflammation gets into the cell and breaks that down. So now you have a healthy and well cell. All right, it is done by detecting the proteins found in the surface of all the cells. So it will kill those proteins that will be causing the disruption. So it's basically what you are seeing here, what the T cells does. They are the soldier cells. The B lymphocytes are your body's military intelligence system, and that is what they will do. They will fight, they find their targets and send the defenses to lock onto them. That is simply what Dr. Franco was saying. The formulation in the vivo studies showed on SARS and what has been going on. And as you saw earlier on my screen, that the coronavirus has been stemming from all those coming down since time immemorial. So what the natural killer cells does, I love to call them the nuke cells, the NK cells. They're responsible for attacking and killing these viral cells, especially cancer cells. And you saw where they have been stored in the thymus, spleen, bone marrow, and lymph nodes. So it is very important that we keep these organs functional, and because these are part of the endocrine system. All right, so that is how immunization works within the body. Vaccines, it prevents the disease within the system. It works as a barrier. It helps. All right, it's not to say that you wouldn't get a disease, you wouldn't get measles, you wouldn't get polio, you wouldn't get, but what it does, it builds some of these cells to replicate, to understand. So when these antigens come into the body, it remembers it, and you stand a fighting chance with the immune system. All right, so it is introduced to the and the body to an antigen in a way does make one sick. The reason why you get sick and get fevers is because your body immune system is not optional, it's not optimized, it's not, you know, optimal health. So you will go through these inflammatory responses, but bet you will feel better as time goes along once you feed it and give it what it needs. So if this is what your nutrition looks like, well, let's face it, you're not giving your microbiome any food to live for the next 10 to 15 years. All right, if this is what your nutrition looks like. And you have to, once nutrition is looking like that, you will never have optimum health. Your cells at a cellular level is not going to be fed what it needs, because your cells, your body needs nutrition. It needs nutrition to live. That is what feeds the body. And what is nutrition? Nutrition is what we are seeing on the screen there. Phytochemicals, phytonutrients, all right? Phytochemicals and phytonutrients. What is a phytonutrient? You hear the word, you love the word, you love how it sounds on the tongue, but what is phytonutrients? Phytonutrients are natural compounds found in plant foods, such as vegetables, fruit, whole grain products, legumes, and these plant compounds have beneficial effects working with other essential nutrients to promote good health within the human biome. All right, your microbiome. You know seasonal foods, because they have certain worms and organisms that goes into the earth, and that as well is also indicative of healthy lifestyle and healthy living. So when you get a pak choy grown from your backyard and you see the worm in it, know very well it's healthy because it's not chemical or processed. Nothing has been sprayed on it. So that is what you need to eat. What phytonutrients do for the body? It actually acts as an antioxidant and also helps as an anti-inflammatory in the system. It enhances your immunity and intercellular communications. It repairs your DNA damage from exposure to toxins. It detoxifies carcinogens and alter estrogen metabolism. So what are you hearing? Metabolizing, metabolism. That is what is going on with our bodies. And when we are so degenerated, the main organ is the liver that detoxifies everything that comes into your body. So when it backs up and goes back into your system, what happens? You cannot come to homeostasis because the organs are not doing what it's supposed to do. So what Sankey Global has developed is nanomedicine, and why we have to use these formulations is because I have studied it for over 25 years. I have studied the field of nanonutrition, and I can tell you many of the supplements that's out there on the market, especially if it comes in capsules form. Now, I'm not bashing the capsule form, but it takes a longer time for it to start dissolving into that stomach, then absorbing into the intestines, then having all these wonderful things happen from beginning to end through the mouth, to the gut, through the microbiome in the system to actually reverse, recover, and restore certain things. And what I have been finding is that it just hitting one part and it's not going straight through the blood barrier, which means that it is not getting into the epithelial lining or the interstitial levels, interstitial tissues, sorry, of the organs and the body. So what is going on? It's just hitting that barrier and just coming back out and coming out into your doo-doo, right? So it's not really absorbing into your body. You might feel well for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, and then you crash again. That is the reason, because it's not getting nutrition at that nanotechnology level. So doing the foundation of understanding nutrigenomics and the biotechnology that Sankey Mail uses, it analyzes food. And what is basically it, what I've been preaching from the beginning of this session, you have to analyze your genetic predisposition, where you come from, the area, the foods that you have been eating, why you think granny and grandpa are living so long, because they have been eating foods from their back garden. They have been eating the fowls that are running around. We call them common fowl. I don't know in other parts of the world, I mean, and they have been healthy. They are actually outliving this generation. And in the medical clinical system, we had a talk a couple of months back saying that the older generation are living longer than this now generation. We are dying because we are eating all these kind of garbage, and you understand where I'm coming from. I don't want to go into details. So hence the reason that prayer, and thanking God as a nutritionist as well, I really am thankful for the Sankey system and the formulation. It is a system. It's not a plaster and a saw effect system, folks. Let me say it again. It is not a plaster and a saw effect. You don't just say, okay, I have cardiovascular issues, I get a stroke, I can't walk, and what product to use. It is a system. You don't expect to use Belage today and tomorrow you're jumping around happy, free, thank God I'm healed. No, it is a system, because exactly what I've been saying from the beginning, what is going on with you, this system has to start working into the body. So picture your body as a house you didn't sweep for years. So when you start to sweep, the first layer comes off of rubbish, then the second layer comes off of rubbish, then the third layer comes off of rubbish, and that is how the body starts to heal. So there are different types of healing within the human genome. And the human body heals in these stages: homeostasis phase, inflammatory phase, then it proliferative phase. I'm not going to details, but maybe at some other time. And then the maturation phase. So these phases are remodeling, especially the maturation phase begins with about every 21 days. The proliferative phase happens when the wounds and all these organs and organ functions are starting to clean up and repair the epithelial cells, interstitial tissues. Homeostasis has to start first, where the body is becoming alkaline, balanced, and the inflammation now is going to help with in terms of breaking down, restoring, regenerating, and so forth. So it's a phase. That's why Dr. Helen says it's a system, a health system, a formulation. So these are the 4 formulations we are fantastic for we have, and I'm going to call on my people now, Dr. Ruth, and if we have Master Clive to start us off on the Hasaki tonight.
Okay, great. Hi, good night, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have King Asaki with Bovia. It's a revolutionary type of product that the body needs now more than anything else. With our understanding now of how the body works, we realize why Sankey Mayor had to make a product like this with 596 different metabolites made from cacao, which balances the intestinal microflora and generate new nutrients. So this product, ladies and gentlemen, is designed to nourish the microbiota. The same thing we talk about as the gut microbiome. It is turning out to be a very important organ in the stream of things as our second brain. This is not to be taken lightly or slightly, because when you begin to nourish the microbiome, when those guys are happy, the body becomes happy. When those guys are healthy, then the body becomes healthy. So we are happy that a company is insightful enough to nourish your microbiome. The microbiome comprises of 100 trillion cells in the body. This is the major part of the cells in the body, and which speaks to 99% also of the genetic expression in the body. This is not small. So what we are seeing now is that the stone that the builders rejected has now become the chief cornerstone of our health. We need this. These cells need to be healthy. So here's a product, Asaki, that nourishes your microbiome, improves protein absorption. This is so critically important because especially as we age, we don't absorb protein very well. Here comes a product, ladies and gentlemen, that allows for you to absorb protein to be able to repair damage to your body and just to do the things that protein performs in the body. It increases the oxidation of fat. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is getting heavy. The world has become a very toxic place with all these fat because our bodies are now burdened with excessive amount of sugar. The sugar is converted by the liver into fat, and it burdens the body and begins to store this fat at critical organ sections in the body and burden the body. And we are no longer living to be 80, 90, and 100 readily because fat is having the effect on the body. It sustains proper weight management. So, ladies and gentlemen, all this gymnastics that we are going on with, we want to realize that as we take care of the gut then balances things inside of the body. And if you really want to deal with weight issues, other than a very superficial way, this is the best way to do it. And it provides vital energy to trillions of mitochondria. When you realize that the dry weight of the body, 70% of it is mitochondria, you understand why it is important for you to supply this energy to these mitochondria. The mitochondria works in tandem with the microbiome. And we are just now understanding this, but this is the game changer. What we have, ladies and gentlemen, as Queen Dr. Denise said, is a system. It's an acronym. Save yourself sickness, time, energy, and money. It's a system, ladies and gentlemen. And we need a system along with a system to make money. We need a system of health. And we have it in these products. So we need not live with the sickness and diseases that our forebears live with, not with the information we now have. I hand over back to your Queen, Dr. Denise.
Beautiful, wonderful. As we go on to the next slide, Belage, beautiful queen, Ruthann, Dr. Ruthann. Dr. Ruthann, are you out there?
My internet's going in and out. Did you just call upon me? I'm like looking at the screen.
Yes, your screen, your slide, your baby.
Okay, and so guys, we have the Orzoid Enzyme 3 right here. This is the morning shower. This is the thing that just like you get in the tub to bathe your skin. Listen, the other day, my daughter actually used the Belage to bathe her skin, okay? And would you believe she didn't have to wear deodorant for 3 days? I was like, what? So it is a morning shower, literally. But anyway, figuratively, just make sure to drink your Belage every day, okay? Because this right here is going to immune your body. It to me, like I put it on Facebook now, to me, it is the liquid immunity. You want liquid immunity? You need Belage. Because not only is it going to build your immune system by 45%, protect it by 45%, it's also going to protect you from viruses by 85%. Dr. Franco didn't even get into that part yet. By 85%, it's going to help to deal with that part of your body for influenza A, influenza B, gastroenteritis, and SARS. SARS is the base of what? COVID. Hello, guys. I don't know if y'all are understanding the information we're trying to impart on you. And this is information that everybody needs to hear. Okay. It is 100% natural. Yes, it does have the purified extracts of the rosemary and the olive, but it's the bacteria from the olive leaf that they're utilizing. It's not just a olive that they're pulling down and you're squeezing it. No, this is the bacteria, guys. And why we like to keep on repeating that it's 100% natural is because guess what? People are tired of putting junk into their body. You're tired, okay? It is sweetened with stevia, so it's not an artificial sweetener. And I like to repeat that because people get it twisted and think it's sweet and low or equal. No, it isn't. It is very sweet because why? Stevia is very sweet. It's from a leaf. So if it's too sweet to taste, add water. If it's too sweet to taste, add water. But you know what's so amazing, Dr. Denise? Nobody adds water to sodas. But anyway, let me get back to Belage. It strengthens our immune system, as it states. It increases energy production. So you are going to feel energized when you start drinking this Belage. Now, if you're that person that starts taking the Belage and you don't feel energized, guess what? You need more Belage because you are completely depleted. Completely. You thought you were depleted? No, you're depleted. Okay? You need more. Your mitochondria is exhausted. You need more. It reactivates your natural antioxidants in your body. It improves hydration at the cellular level. When you drink Belage, you're going to find that you're very thirsty. You know why? Your body is saying, more, feed me more. I need more water. That's what it needs. Your body needs more water. So that is what you're going to find when you start drinking the Belage. Like, hold on, I never used to drink this much water. Your cells are saying, I'm thirsty. Hello. I know you can't see me. I know you can't feel me, but I need it. Hello, hello. It decreases fats and sugars, improving blood circulation. This is really for the men out there. Blood circulation. If you've never been on any of our calls about the pineal gland, guys, if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, because why? You've been on all that metformin and every type of hypertension and insulin that you can think of, that is basically depleted the pineal gland. It just needs a little bit of blood circulation. It needs a little bit of help. Guess what? But the Belage will assist and aid in pitching a tent. That's what we call it here in the Bahamas. It will aid in making sure that the tent is pitched, okay? So this is what our Belage can do for you, and it makes it great. Guys, you will feel energized when you are drinking this drink. I know I do. I know the person that I was in 2019 to the person that I am now. I've always been energized, but after Dorian, that took me down into a little cycle all by myself, didn't need no assistance to be in a depression. Guys, this product is simply amazing. Back to you, Dr. Denise.
Wow. Wow. Well, our inner 7, this is my baby, Balance and Connect, has all the 60 plus wonderful minerals that the body needs. And as I was talking to you on the cells and the immune system, it is the immune changer, game changer, building your immune system on those cells, especially magnesium, sodium, and potassium, zinc, 100% natural. There is no magnesium stearate, there's no additives, there is no process in these formulations that you are seeing up on the screen that we are explaining and expressing to you with such passion. It improves your natural defense mechanisms, because without minerals in those cells, those life force in the cells cannot do what it needs to do, cannot function how it needs to function. It contributes to proper pH balance to the body. It stimulates relaxation and revitalization. It actually helps in terms of depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, all of these chronic conditions that we are now being faced with. It improves intestinal transit, which your body feels to drink the water, the need to drink the water, absorption, because when you don't drink water, the cells cannot flush, toxins cannot drain out through your lymphatic system, and hence you see that combination in all the formulations that we have. It will make you feel thirsty to drink water. It provides essential minerals for your body. The body needs the magnesium to help in terms of repairing, rejuvenating, and regeneration, fast healing in the system. The sodium and potassium also helps with heart issues and relaxing the endocrine system, the adrenal glands. The zinc is very, very good for men's health. As Dr. Rutan said, you pitch in tent. Well, that means you have a strong prostate, guys. I have been going through different types of GDPs, different types of persons in the islands. And when I look at, prostate health with them, there are some that is really, really on in their 80s and 90s. And why is that so? Their diet, folks, their diet. So if you have a dying immune system and your diet is all not up to where it's supposed to be optimal, I would suggest that you, instead of buying the garbage food that you are eating, take the money and buy the new minerals and this formulation, because the formulation, the Fantastic Four, is going to actually keep you and give you the longevity that you need. We are losing our ancient microbes, folks, and that is what is going on with the system. The next slide is the Prunuphile. I'm not sure if Queen Nurse Donnelly is on, but Dr. Rutan, maybe you can shine in on this if she's not on tonight. Dr. Ruthan, I'm calling on you.
Okay, our Cronwy fire. Listen, the Cronwy fire is literally what it says. It is fire, because if you're that individual that's suffering with high blood pressure or diabetes, if you are overweight and going, you know what, I really need to get rid of this stomach area, it's not good. This is going to be the product for you, because not only is it full of green tea and the polyphenols and our Auxilian Night Reset, which is a trademarked product that we have created, but it's also perfected with the black bean, olive, rosemary, and green tea. And what this does, one, it reduces the carbohydrates and the sugar absorption. So high blood pressure, diabetes, excess carbs, excess sugars going into your body, this is going to burn it. That's what it's been made for, guys. Okay, but not only that, it cleans out all the arteries, that plaque buildup, the cholesterol. It's going to get rid of it. It's going to flush it out of your body. But it increases thermogenesis to remove fatty tissue. So what you're going to find when you take this drink, first of all, if you take it cold, you don't really feel it as much. But if you drink it hot, the way it's instructed to drink, listen, when little burning is start happening, be sitting there. And if you're going through that change, women, drink it with the Belage and it'll balance it off with the Inner 7. But if you drink it by itself, you'll be sitting there going, now, hold on now. I'm a little too young for this one. You will feel the heat starting to happen in your body. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. I have personally had it happen where I feel my back starts to heat up and I'm like saying to my daughter, is it hot in there? Or is it just me? And you will feel the burning start to happen where it needs, which is the midsection, because that's usually the toughest area for men and women. Not just women, because, we always want to think it's the women. Not just women, but men and women, we find that's the toughest area to lose weight. But what is so amazing about these products, the intelligent factor that's a part of it, is that literally, guys, and I know this is going to sound insane, there's an intelligent force, and that's what the scientists actually coined it. That's the phrase that they coined it, because it literally will burn you down to your BMI. You know that weight that the doctor gives you and you look at them and say, listen, I'm from the Caribbean, I big boned, okay? You can't tell me I'm supposed to be no little 160. You see my size? I can't be no 160. I ain't gonna have no bungie. I ain't gonna have no hips. I'll be skinny. I'll be bones. And the doctor looks at you and says, no, that's your BMI.
That's right.
This product will take you to your BMI. If you allow it, that's what it does. Because a lot of people will start this product and be like, man, child, I'm losing too much weight, man. I have had that said to me not once, not twice, over and over again, that, man, this product, every time I take this canoe, I losing weight. That's what it's made for. So if you don't want to lose weight, man, just drink the Balage, take your Hasaki, drink the Hasaki as an addition to your food versus as a replacement, and then you'll balance your weight back out. But this also protects against gastric oxidation. It supports metabolism and supports proper metabolic function. So it's making sure that your metabolism is functioning at the speed and at the digestive rate it's supposed to, because remember, we're dealing with the enzymes and making sure that everything is happening. And if you haven't noticed the trend with all of our products, not only 100% natural, but the trend is what? Gut. Dealing with the gut. And if you don't know, now you know. You got to get on the call on Tuesday with King Clive when he talks about the gut and what it means in the microbiome. Back to you, Dr. Denise.
Wow. So what we have is powerful formulations in our hands. And I love when Dr. Rutan speak about this part, the facts. It is facts, not opinions. Dr. Rutan, would you like to shine in again, my love?
Not a problem there. So listen, guys, hear me and hear me good. We have literally the manuals. And, I was speaking to a doctor the other day and she was like, oh, she had all these questions. So I was like, but didn't you get the manuals? Oh, yes, but I didn't read them yet. Let me tell you something. When you start truly reading these manuals, your mind will be blown, like truly blown that this is what this product is doing. OMG. Just the Balage. Nurse Donnelly and I were going through, she was going through what her presentation is tomorrow regarding the liquid immunity. And so what is her focus? The Balage. So we were literally reading through this manual. Man, Dr. Denise, on page 124, our minds were blown.
Yes.
So this isn't a 10-page manual, guys. This is like a couple hundred pages. Okay? So it's like 200 and something pages or 175 pages. 124 spoke about how the Balage builds your fighter cells. Puts them at the front line like, yeah, boy, come. I dare you to cross this line. Come, my boy. That's what the Balage does. You would be blown away by the technology that has been put behind these products. So when we say we have the research manuals, we have them. So if you've decided to join and partner with us, then you have access to that. Until then, you don't. But if you join and partner, you have access. Okay, we have an advanced delivery system that is trademarked by us. People have to get that from us. They have to buy and purchase from us. We have that. That's what we have. That BSCG, that's for the people that are athletes. You see those Olympic athletes? We got a couple hundred of them out there. And sportsmen that are using these products. Pharmaceutical specialties, the DEF, that's what they deal in. We are a part of that. We have proof. See, when you have facts, not opinions everybody could have. Facts, that's bottom line, dot. And I just call it a big dot. Okay? And we have created a part of the Blue Ocean Strategy. And what that simply means, guys, we created our own road. We created our own road in biotechnology, nanotechnology, nutraceuticals. I mean, y'all would be blown away to know that we have a master's program for medical doctors in nutrigenomics. What did you say, Dr. Ruthann? Yes, you heard me. Sankey Mayor has a master's program for medical doctors in nutrigenomics. Man, anyway, Dr. Denise, take it away.
Wow, I know we can talk on and on. So folks, tonight we have another call to jump on as well. So in the next 10 minutes. So in closing, I would like you guys to, take note, educate yourself, reclaim your personal responsibilities, not anybody else, but your responsibility to take charge of your life and make these changes. Remember,